Where are we today?
We're in Grove Oak, Alabama.
Tell me about Grove Oak.
Grove Oak is an unincorporated town out here in DeKalb County.
In Alabama.
Yes, sir, in Alabama. And it's my hometown.
Okay.
And I started a business here to revitalize it. It's about as rural as it gets. Well, it is peaceful and it's beautiful. I don't know if people realize all the time how blessed we are to have such a beautiful place to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the mountains, and we're not far from the lake, and we have a beautiful waterfall here in town in Grove Oak.
High Fall.
It's funny, when I reopened the store 4 years ago, there hadn't been a store out here in 15 or 20 years, and it was mainly tourism based, and people were like, that's kind of funny. Yeah. But Grove Oak tourism is a thing.
Yeah.
It was more of a thing before they closed their state park.
Right.
But I've been able to withstand the state park closure so far. Out of necessity, I've been making a Jamie Godwin calendar for the last 3 years, and just to sort of help. I have 3 boys, and it helps to buy their Christmas presents every December, and also come up with the money for my land taxes since business has been slow out here. This year will be my 4th year to do a Jamie Godwin calendar, and I've already gotten a pre-order for 50 calendars.
Awesome.
So I reckon it's a go. It's kind of unusual,
Yeah.
I guess, for a business owner, entrepreneur, pretend mayor to just have their own calendar. But it's about branding. It's my brand.
And so many people are doing it on Instagram, Facebook, and
Mm-hmm.
all that. You're taking it a step further into merchandising, which
Well, I'm an artist as well. I mean, I consider this hometown revival to be part of my art. I think art can be really anything that you create and put your heart into. And sort of like how you would paint something on canvas, or I write books, would write a book to tell a story.
Yeah.
I'm doing that with my hometown. I'm telling this story of a hometown revival, and bringing back commerce, bringing the community back together every day. People come in here and we talk about stuff, whereas there was no place to gather, no place to sit and drink coffee and see your neighbors. And so it's an amazing creative experience for me.
It's community.
It's community. It really is. And I head up our local community watch recently. And so we're starting to come back together and starting to reconnect and strengthen, our roots. And I've created a Grove Oak museum here at the store because I didn't want our history to get lost. Yeah, we are on the Trail of Tears. It actually took me 2 years to have our stolen Trail of Tears signs out here replaced. That was a pretty big effort. I painted a large Trail of Tears sign outside of my building. So it's really all this beautiful process of creation. Yeah. And with that is mixed in with that is my brand. That's what I am. I know what it used to be.
Yeah.
I know what it can be. And so it was just once I saw it, I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
And so here I am. The Monsanto plant actually opened at the end of what we call the Monsanto Road.
Yeah.
Around here, or the new road even. In Gunnersville, going back down 227. And I think that sort of changed the whole dynamic of our small town. It pulled people away from our small town to go and work. And things just started dying. It was a domino effect. This thing, and then that thing, and then you know, this store, that service station, the
Yeah.
next door, the school, the post office. It was
Yeah.
just, everything was just sort of left behind.
Yeah.
And then the plant closed, and but it had already changed my hometown here,
Right.
and so they had to go to other towns to find work. Just everything was pulled out. A lot of the families here in Grove Oak are farmers. They are farming families,
Mhm.
and the land is passed on to, you know, generation after generation. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of farmlands and a lot of sons that pick up the mantle of their father and continue in the chicken business or the cattle business,
Yeah.
or whatever. It's really pretty. It's kind of old timey.
Yeah.
The internet has changed the face of retail and commerce for everyone. And I, of course, being a businesswoman, I have watched that evolution. And for me, it's not hurt, it's helped.
Yeah.
Because I am the small voice that gets to be put in there with the big ones now. I've utilized Facebook Marketplace a lot, and that it really helps me to have online sales.
Yeah.
Whereas a large corporation renting out a huge, you know, space in a mall,
Yeah.
online sales hurt them. You know, they're closing down their stores all over. Thousands, all across America, are closing every day.
Yeah.
It's kind of a neat power shift,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I agree.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Yeah, you're definitely.
I've had to dig in. I've had to dig in and fight it, and I'm proud. I'm proud of myself for doing that. I would like to see more women do the same. Yes,
Yeah.
first lady to ever be on our county park board out here, and little girls growing up, they need to see that. They need to see it.
Mhm.
You know, we're not, just because we're women doesn't mean we're second class citizens. This is 2019. You know, we're capable.
So I guess you're the prettiest girl in town.
I don't know. I might be the loudest. Yeah, and most people are really very, very supportive. You know, there's been a few that haven't been, but you know, don't let it stop you. To the small business owners and to the ladies out there, you just gotta be tough.
Yeah.
Just be tougher.
Yeah.
Whatever level of tough you are, you're probably gonna have to be tougher than that, because it's hard. It's hard for a small business owner. It's hard for women in business. It's hard for, we have more responsibilities with our children and with, you know, all the duties women have to do. I have a great grandmother, Nancy Shelton, and she was forced out on the Trail of Tears and was documented, you know, out in Oklahoma. And that lovely woman, you know, she survived the Trail of Tears, which is a miracle in itself.
Right.
But she got out there and was counted among the nation and sold everything and moved her butt back here to North Alabama. And I just think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
She didn't want to go, and she's going to come back. It's an inspirational story of strength. And, you know, I think it's important to know who we are and know where we came from, and we can use that to strengthen ourselves and say, look what I'm made of, you know? Spirit.
There you go.
Fans of my not wanting to give up attitude. I mean, I'm fighting for my hometown. This stand has been about my hometown. Everything is left out here except for me. And so I didn't want to fold. And but I sell a lot of the calendars online.
Yeah.
It's another one of those things. I can ship them out to Texas or whatever.
Okay.